Yeah, going on the road is always difficult. You want to get off to a good start in conference, especially against a good team. It'll be a challenge for us, but eventually you're going to have to beat somebody somewhere, and this is a good start for us and a tough test.
In past years, on the national scale, sports all across St. Edwards sometimes struggle for respect in the national polls. This year, you have Lubbock Christian already ranked ahead of you guys in some of the polls. St. Edwards is in the top 25. Do you think this is the year to maybe change that impression?
Well, you hope so. You can't control those things, and a lot of those things at the beginning of the year are based on what you did last year. And as the season gets going, it doesn't really account for teams that are playing well a lot of times during the season if all those teams in front of them are playing well and doing their job. So, that's something we don't get wrapped up in, hopefully, and it's something that we try and just go and play and then let our play do the talking, especially at the end of the year. But if you look at past seasons and who's gone to the World Series out of this region with us and St. Mary's going recently, that's really the true test. So that's what our goal is, and that's what we're focused on, a regional ranking or a national ranking. In the big scheme of things, really doesn't matter when you're trying to get where we're trying to get, which is get back to Cary and compete for a national championship.
When you play a team, as in conference play, when you play somebody 3 times year in and year out, are there ever any surprises when you get into conference play?
Always. There's always new players, and there's always new pitchers, and sometimes guys develop and get better, and that's something that we hope our players do, and it happens all the time at different programs. On the flip side of that, you're also going to have guys that were great players last year that maybe are slipping a little bit this year for whatever reason. They just didn't get off to a great start, or they're putting too much pressure on themselves. So it's always a new team, but we're going with a different squad up there, and they're having a different squad against us. So you never know exactly what's going to happen, and that's why you play.
The only gauge you have going into conference play as far as stats or numbers or anything like that is non-conference, obviously, and some of the regional play. How indicative do you think that is of the talent within the conference?
Oh, I think it's very indicative. I mean, this is a strong conference, and it keeps getting stronger and stronger every year, and everybody's trying to keep up with the Joneses. And right now the thing is that teams are looking at us, and teams are looking at St. Mary's being the historical powers that are the guys they got to beat. So every place that we go, we're looking to defend that, and there's teams that are looking to knock us down. So we've got to handle that, and as an overall conference, it's a testament to how strong it is.
So far this during the non-conference, Nick Larrick, J.D. Arrowwood, you've had a lot of guys hitting well. Joseph Olson, all those guys have really been hitting well. Is that something you think will continue into conference play, or somebody like Nick Larrick or even J.D., would they fall off with how the season's been going?
No, it shouldn't be any different. I mean, you try to strive to be consistent as possible, and that's what those guys have done thus far. I mean, we're 21 games into this thing. It's not like we just started, and it's not like we're just starting with a new season. This is just a continuation of the season that we have going. So we expect our guys to perform the way that they have.
You mentioned 21 games in. Do you think that plays to your advantage when you have teams like Franklin Pierce or maybe in the top 5 who are only 5-10 games into their seasons? That plays an advantage once you get to the postseason?
No, I don't think so. By then, everybody's kind of hit their stride, and if we're going to see those guys, unlike a regional Division I level where you could go across the country, we're only going to see those guys if and when we get to Cary, and by then everybody's playing well and everybody's feeling good because they're there. So, and that's a totally different tournament. So we don't really concern ourselves with other teams outside of our region, and really right now the only focus that we have is teams that are in our conference.
All right, thanks again. Good luck, Coach.
Okay, thanks, Sam.